Hey guys, my name is Danielle, and in this video we will be discussing observations we have made in the differences between the USA and the UK when it comes to social etiquette. Before we jump in, I do want to say that I'm just speaking for myself and our family and where we are from in the US versus where we are living in England. So I know it's never okay to just make these sweeping generalizations. That's not my intention, as well as it is also important for me to just say these are really just differences. I don't think they're good or bad, if that makes sense. Number 1, walking in our state, or as I would normally say, walking around the neighborhood. When I was a girl in the United States, it was modeled for me that whenever you are walking in your neighborhood or just going for a walk in general, when you are about to pass someone on the sidewalk, you make eye contact, you smile, and you give maybe a nod of acknowledgement. Nothing really complicated. Sometimes though, you would even say good morning or good afternoon, but not a full conversation, nothing super complicated, just something really quick. But you would acknowledge their presence. Since moving here, I think that's not as normal. It caught me off guard at first when we would go walking and I would automatically look at somebody's face and smile. And it wasn't too awkward, I don't think, because they were actually never looking at my face. It seems more customary here to avoid eye contact when you're passing a person. It's more normal, and again, I don't want to make a huge generalization. I'm sure it's different depending on where you're at, but it seems like they tend to cast their eyes downward as they're passing or look straight ahead, which is okay. In fact, it's probably really nice for, if you want to have a nice peaceful walk with no interruptions. That's kind of nice. Also, it does remind me of, in the US, we would do that too if we were in a big city with like a bunch of crowds. We wouldn't acknowledge every single person or anything. In that case, we would definitely probably keep our eyes down or look straight ahead or just, walk past people. It's just interesting when it feels like we're in a smaller neighborhood and we're still not acknowledging. Not bad, just different, and it does make for a very peaceful, uninterrupted walk. Number 2. The trolley system and walking around in a supermarket. Again, starting with what I'm used to. If I'm in a big store in the USA, such as Walmart or Kroger or something like that, and there are a lot of people and a lot of shopping carts, generally what happens is you're in the aisle and you stick to your lane. Like when you go forward, you're in the right hand of the aisle. And I don't know, there is a system. Here, I'm not exactly sure that I fully understand the system. When we've gone to bigger stores such as Tesco, it feels like the trolleys are everywhere all the time, and there's a lot of weaving around people and just being in the middle of the aisle. The first couple trips to Tesco, I spent a lot of time apologizing. I felt like I was constantly in the way. I said sorry to basically everyone I passed because I was sure I was doing something really wrong. But after being there several times, I'm realizing that I don't think there is a set lane system, and I don't think I am wrong. I think everyone is just going after the items that they want, and there's a lot of freedom in how you do that. Not bad, just different, still getting used to it, probably still apologizing way more than I need to. Number 3, fork in one hand, which is probably not the best way of saying just the continental versus American way of eating. In America, we have this really fun zigzag system of eating where we're constantly like passing the knife and passing the fork all over the place, and it's somewhat convoluted. It's a little complicated. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why we eat that way. But here, it's kind of nice. They have, I think it is called the continental style, where you keep the fork in one hand at all times and you cut with your knife and then you eat with the fork. And I don't know, every time I do it here, there's this voice in my head that says, oh, so fancy, which is probably just ridiculous. But it honestly, seems like a better system. I'm not constantly tossing silverware all over the place, and it seems efficient and effective. I like it. 4, punctuality. I think since moving here, I've just really appreciated how much punctuality seems to be emphasized within the community that we interact with on a daily basis. When people are going to be late, they're very prompt about sending a text or sending a message, even if it's just going to be a couple minutes. And it actually makes me feel more at home. I like the fact that everyone seems to be pretty punctual, and your time is considered very valuable, and it seems very thoughtful for them to just constantly let us know if they're going to be late. And I can basically expect people to be on time, which is amazing. 5, tipping. In America, we tip often, and we tip quite a bit. I still don't completely understand the tipping system in England where we live, because I always expect to have to pay a tip, and then I'm told by the people we are with, oh no, don't tip. So it still confuses me a little bit, but it's not a bad thing. Number 6, greeting each other with a kiss on the cheek. This is one I am really not used to. The only people that greet me with a kiss in America would be my grandma, and I think that's it. Literally just my grandma. And it's always one of those cute ones where she has like the bright pink lipstick and it gets stuck, and it's like, oh no, grandma. Here, it seems pretty common. I've been kissed on my cheek more times in the last 2 months than I have been probably in the last 10 years of my life. And I still don't have the good instincts to know which side they're going to come at me from. It's not a bad thing, and it's not as invasive as I would have thought before experiencing it, because they don't actually kiss your cheek, which is really nice. They just kind of go in at the side. But I do, every time I know that it's happening, I see it's going to happen, I do have that thought racing through my mind. What if I don't go the right way and it ends up being full frontal? So far that hasn't happened, but I am scared. Number 7, waving when you drive. What I mean by this is, because the roads are they seem a little narrower, all of the drivers are very aware of their cars, oncoming traffic, and what ends up happening is you often let somebody else pass before you do. You pull over to the side and you let someone else go through. And I really love that. I think it's awesome, builds in a lot of awareness. It always makes me feel special when somebody waves me through. But it is very expected, and it is really important that you acknowledge that somebody helped you with, just a boom. Another note about that would be at crosswalks, zebra crossings, when a car stops for you, you would also, which is not that different from the USA, but I feel like it happens so frequently here that it's worthy of note. One other note would be, we have noticed not as much waving happening in London. Not sure why, but there is that. Number 8, the word cheers. I love this word so much, and I never realized how versatile it was until I moved here. When I think of the word cheers, in my head I picture 2 people clinking together glasses and saying cheers or something like that. And here they use it more frequently than that. If I open the door for somebody to let them in, then often instead of getting thank you, which is what I would probably say, they say cheers. And it evokes such a fun celebration in my brain that I just really enjoy it. So I'm hopefully going to start using that one soon. But they use it for thank you, or sometimes even if we're passing in the supermarket and it looks like we're about to run into each other or something and I say sorry, they say cheers. Like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I really like it. I think all of these little things that we've noticed are part of what has made this journey to the UK so fun and so special, and I don't know, so many things that we appreciate about being here. If you would like to comment some more differences that you are aware of or things that you've noticed between the UK and the USA, please feel free, as well as if I've really messed something up, feel free to let me know. And as always, like and subscribe. We put out new videos every single week, and thank you so much. Bye.